Hello there. Today we're going to make a delicious pork chop stew. Have you ever had that before? Well, I'm going to use some regular boneless pork chops. They're not too thick. They're about a half-inch thick. So I'm going to trim the fat and cut them into like chunks, nice chunks that are going to be bite-sized pieces. And the other ingredients, the other main ingredients here, we're going to use some celery, some carrots, some onion, some butter and flour to make a nice thick sauce, and then we're going to use a couple turnips. And on top of that, I have these peewee potatoes. They're really teeny tiny potatoes, so we don't have to peel them, cut them up or anything like that. We're going to use part of this 3-pound bag for the stew. So to get started here, we're going to take equal parts of fat and flour. So I'm going to use a half a cup of butter and half a cup of flour. Okay, I'm going to start by making a roux, which is the sauce that's going to make this stew nice and thick. And I'm going to melt the butter first, season it with some salt and pepper, and then I'm going to add the flour. Slowly stir that in until it gets nice and thick, and we have to be very careful not to let it burn. But I want to prove out that we can make a nice roux in the Copper Chef pan. And then I'm going to chop up the celery, I'm going to chop up the meat, the onions, and we're going to introduce all the ingredients as the sauce gets thicker. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I washed the baby carrots. I'm just going to chunk up some of the celery. I don't mind using some of those leaves. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to put those into. They're full of flavor. All right, we have the onion. I'm just going to make large chunks out of that too, because I like the vegetables to stay kind of bite-sized, as I keep saying, but it makes it nice to know that you're eating all these nice, different, beautiful vegetables. All right, next we're going to wash some of these potatoes and get them ready. Have you ever seen these? These are from Melissa's, and they're yellow potatoes, peewee size. I just think they're great. They're very flavorful. If you roast vegetables, this is a nice way to do it too, because you can leave the potatoes whole, and you can even put these on the grill and in a little grill pan when you're making some other food, and they cook rather quickly. Okay, let me wash a couple of these and get them on a plate too. I love putting all kinds of unusual vegetables together in a stew, not only for the beautiful flavors that come together, but I like it when people try something they've never tried before. And this is an example. You might not sit down and eat a dish of turnips, but if you try this in my stew, then you just got a chance to try turnips and see how nice they really are. The texture is kind of like a potato, but they have a smell that's a really unusual scent, and I think that's part of what makes pork chop stew so delicious. All right, let me cut the rest of this pile of turnips up, then we'll start cutting the meat. All right, now I like to cut the fat off of the meat because I don't want to eat any of it. So I'm going to go around the edges, get rid of all the fat. Some people would use the fat for part of the roux, but I'm not. So here we go. Make some nice cubes. I'm going to cut them up like that, something like that size. All right, in the meantime, I want you to take a look over here. The butter is melted, and we're going to start turning in the flour a little at a time, and then we're going to keep stirring. And some people would like to make their roux with the carrots, celery, and onions, but I'm going to hold off on that because the carrots and celery and onions will be in here soon enough. Now, some people would like extra sauce, and then they should just use equal parts of whatever fat they're going to use. It could be Crisco, it could be butter, it could be bacon fat, but we should use equal parts of fat and flour. Okay, we're going to season this a little bit here. Put some nice pepper in there, some salt. Mix this one more time and start throwing in the meat because it'll allow the cubes to brown a little bit with all that butter in there. Let's keep stirring the meat so all the sides start to cook a little bit and brown a little bit to sear in the juices of the pork. Okay, now you can see the floured pieces of pork are starting to brown a little bit. You can start to see the color changing. And I'm not here trying to cook the whole piece of pork. I just want to get that going. Now I'm going to add a little water to steam a little bit, and it will start to reconstitute the thickened sauce again as we start to add more water. Okay, now I'm going to add all the vegetables. Sometimes I get a little over excited about all the vegetables I want to cook, so I have a hard time getting them all to fit, but I think they'll fit. Alright, so that's the carrots and celery and onions, and now we have the potatoes and turnips, and good thing I got the XL because I usually like to make a big batch. Okay, all of this will cook down somewhat. But I'm going to add enough water here to be able to let it stew for a long time. Okay, I'm going to put the lid on and let that cook for a while. I'm going to turn this on to a medium heat, and we're actually going to let it stew for several hours. So I'll be back to show you what it looks like after an hour or so. Alright, let's check in here on this stew because it's been cooking for about an hour and a half. And it's actually on low right now. And it's looking to me like it's starting to get done. It's thick. And it's getting softer to turn. And when I turn the pork up from the bottom, it has nice brown texture, nice brown color to it. See this? Isn't that nice? Looks appetizing. So the smell in the kitchen here is really good, really good. While the soup is still simmering a little bit, I'm going to add some nice shelled peas. These are fresh peas that are just taken out of the shell. And we're just going to stir them in and let the hot liquid take care of cooking them while everything is settling down here. We'll just simmer it a little bit more, and then we'll get ready to serve it. Okay, let's take a look. The peas have been simmering in here for about 5 minutes. So we're gonna pour some into our bowl. Does that look like a lovely stew? pork chop stew. Kind of as much of the sauce as you like. Look how nice and thick that is. All right, let's go try it at the table. All right, let me try the pork chop stew. All these vegetables in here make me happy. Wow, the pork is really tender and delicious. And the turnips. A lot of flavor. Very good. I hope you like this recipe. Give it a try. Thanks for watching my videos. I hope you like them. Please come back and watch some more.